Hey everyone, today we have Luminara Unduli from Attack of the Clones. This was a highly anticipated figure, one that we never really thought we would get. This whole fan channel wave of Shakti, Sebulba, and Luminara was such a just nice surprise at MCM London last year. Really beautiful illustration on the side here, and I believe that's Geonosis in the back. Those kind of look like the towers that we see in the screenshot here, which would make sense since that's the scene in which she's most prominently featured in Attack of the Clones. The description on the back says a green-skinned Mirialan, Luminara Unduli served the Jedi Order during the final years of the Galactic Republic, fighting in Clone Wars battles such as Geonosis and Kashyyyk. I don't usually read the character descriptions in my reviews, but I feel like we know so little about this character, especially if you haven't seen the Clone Wars, because I know she has a lot more screen time in that. And then on the inside of the box, we see some more of that illustration that we saw on the side, but I don't know, it doesn't really read as Geonosis to me, and I think it would have been cool to see something a little bit more specific. This sculpt for the saber hilt looks very familiar. I don't know if we've seen this before. It doesn't have a peg on it, so it might not be what I'm thinking, like the one that came with General Grievous or Kit Fisto or anything. This might be a new sculpt here. And I think that like the peg system is a little bit more modernized and it feels pretty nice and sturdy. Right out of the box, this figure is beautiful. This is such a perfect representation of this character. I don't have any notes, honestly. A lot of you guys probably thought I would complain about the soft goods. And while I personally am not usually too happy, I think these look really nice. I'm usually okay with soft goods in the case of like Doc Ondar, where there are plastic sculpted pieces that keep the soft goods down. So like in this example here, the little tabard hanging from her waist that holds the skirt in place, everything just works the way it's supposed to, and I'm totally fine with this. And look at all of that beautiful painted detail on her wrist cuffs here, as well as on the tabard in front. It doesn't feel like it's missing anything. My only critique is that the face and hands look a little bit pale. I feel like the green should be a little bit more vibrant and saturated. It almost looks like a normal pale skin tone with a little bit of a green hue to it instead of how she looks in the films, especially in the Clone Wars where it's a lot more saturated. It was nice to see that the headpiece here is extremely flexible. It's a very soft plastic like you would see on maybe like Jedi tunics, and so it totally gets out of the way when you turn her head. There's really no like lack of mobility here. Like you can see how soft it is. At the elbows here we can get past 90, which is great to see. And then we have horizontal hinges at both wrists, which I guess vertical depending on how you have her placed, but I think the opposite would have been nice on the left hand here where she has these slightly extended force using fingers. I think being able to have the wrist flick up and down may have allowed for some better poses that, you know, other than just holding a lightsaber. But I do like the little bit of expressiveness in the hands that they've been doing instead of just giving C hands on both of them. Now these are the Aurra Sing / Ayla Secura legs. I think these are the improved version that Ayla had. Her left leg on mine is a little bit wonky, like it's kind of bowing inward. I don't really know why that's happening, but it's a little frustrating. It hasn't affected the posing too much, but it does feel a little bit weird, and the hips feel a little bit loose, so, you know, it's one of those things like you're posing the legs and the torso is kind of flying all over the place because of how the hips are designed. But the nice thick boots really help with stability, and I wasn't having too much issue with her. Posing up is just so much fun. I love the way that the soft goods are so cooperative. The legs felt pretty good to pose around, other than, you know, a couple minor inconveniences. There's just a lot of energy here that you can get with the soft goods, and those two fingers really add a lot of character. I just think other than like expressive faces, like expressive hands just add so much to a figure. Taking a look here at how she looks with Ayla Secura and Ki-Adi-Mundi, let's bring in my custom Coleman Trevor and Plo Koon, just straight from the Black Series. Then we have a custom Adi Gallia and Kit Fisto. This just makes me so happy to see. There aren't very many Jedi that we still need in the Black Series. I mean, there are plenty of lightsaber wielding characters that they can do, especially once you start going into the expanded universe, but as far as like standard wish list, there aren't that many that they haven't touched yet. Maybe Sassy Tin, Quinlan Voss. I expect to see a lot of those soon in the Black Series as well. Let me know in the comments below who is on your Jedi wish list for the Black Series. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, and I will see you next time.